Hi, I'm Barb now in Dierbergs Culinary Event Center with special guest Chef Fabrizio Schenardi of the Four Seasons Hotel.
Ciao Barbara.
How are you?
Doing very well. Today we're going to have pappardelle alla matriciana.
This is delicious homemade pasta.
Incominciamo, everybody cook, start now.
Hi, welcome to Dierbergs Presents Everybody Cooks. I'm Barb Reitner.
And I'm Mary Ann Moore.
And tonight we're going to be sharing with you some of our favorite recipes out of the spring Everybody Cooks magazine.
Later, I'm going to help you embrace your inner Julia child by showing you how to master the art of the souffle. Then, we have some adorable spring cupcakes, and we're going to give you great inspiration for showing them off.
But first, it's all about pasta, so we went straight to the expert, Chef Fabrizio Schenardi. Welcome.
It's a pleasure to be here, Barbara.
So Chef Fabrizio is the executive chef of the Four Seasons Hotel. He has won numerous awards and has cooked in some of the finest restaurants around the world, and we are just delighted to have you here. So we want to show people how easy it is to make delicious, wonderful pasta. So what are we going to do?
We're going to make the pappardelle alla matriciana today. And the pasta dough is great because you can use it for many different types of pasta.
Okay, well, let's get started making some pasta.
Why not?
What's first?
Okay, first thing, what we have here, the flour. This is an all-purpose flour.
So
you want to put them inside?
Sure.
The mixer? Yeah,
okay.
I'll make you work it today. And then we have the semolina, which is 1 cup. You can put them there.
Okay.
Beautiful. You're perfect. Now, you see it's mixed. It starts to turn a little bit yellow. What you want to do, we stop them. Okay. Now, what we have here? We have the egg. What is very important on the egg, remember that, they need to be room temperature. Because if it's cold, what it does is stretch the flour. So, what we have the egg here. We mix it, okay? Then we want to put a pinch of salt, right?
Okay.
And then we add a little bit of water. So the water, what it does, it just gives elasticity to the dough. What we're going to do, we're going to add them to the mix, okay? Like this.
All right, great.
So you can go slow, start slow, and you see it's going to start to mix the flour with the eggs. That's very important, this part. And when you see it start to get together, then you can go a little bit faster. If you do it right away, you know what's going to happen. The whole kitchen, it turns white.
Yeah, that would not be so
white,
good.
yellow, whatever. And always use a hook, because the rest then is going to be, the problem is all the dough is going to be stuck. So the hook is the best bet. So we take our dough, okay? See? Now, you see how is the dough. It's not finished, but what you do, you need to knead the dough. And what is very important, you see what a mess is now, is to use the back of your hand. Okay. Because that's how you give it the push. And what you want to do, you keep and work it one direction, then the other direction. So what he has in the middle is like the bark of a tree. You keep and go. Then we put a little bit of flour, like this. Down. You see, so it's nice and smooth and tight. You can slap it. Very good.
Okay.
So, and then we take a towel and we wrap, okay? And you let them sit for about 20 minutes to half an hour. What we're going to do now is the sauce, which is the amatriciana. So what is very important is the onion, extra virgin olive oil, the garlic, the pancetta, crushed red pepper, and also we're going to put a little bit of pecorino. It's supposed to be real pecorino romano in the real recipe. A good amount of black pepper. Okay. And the real recipe doesn't call for any herbs. No parsley, no basil. I just put a little bit for color, but at least you got both versions. So we have the onion, we just cut them in half. Use a white onion or yellow onion, don't use red onion for this. Okay. And what we're going to do, we're going to do 1 onion and 3 or 4 pieces of garlic. So we got the olive oil, we just put them in the pan, here we go. So we have our onion, our garlic. Even the garlic, don't chop it too small, kind of rough.
Yeah, it's kind of a rough chop that you did there.
Yes. We're going to add our onion. So what we want to do, we let it cook slowly, so it becomes nice and soft. So now what's going to happen? This is going to take a few minutes to cook. So what we're going to do now? We're going to play with the pasta, right?
All right.
And I'm going to make you work a little bit. Huh? You ready, Barbara?
I am ready.
Okay,
I'm set to go. Okay.
One more thing, the crushed red pepper. We can add them now, okay? Now, we're going to have our fun part, which is making the pasta. Okay. So what we have, this is the dough has been resting this. Yeah. And so you see the difference. You just cut them, okay? And you see the inside of the dough. You see before when I was keeping work.
The rings of it, yes.
So it's very important to have that, okay?
Okay.
So I'm going to cut a couple of pieces just to Sure. All right. Now, always keep them nice and covered so it doesn't dry out.
All right.
So what you want to do, a little bit of flour, okay?
Yes.
And what we're going to do, so obviously you start for the largest, and this we start from number 1.
Okay.
And then we go down to number 8 on this machine, okay?
All right.
So you want to do, just pass it. Okay, good.
Yeah.
1, 2.
So after each pass through, you just change the number by 1?
Yes, yes,
Until it gets gradually thinner and thinner?
yes. That's what you want to do.
In case you don't have a machine like this, you can still make this recipe. Let's show them how to do it.
What I like to use is this type of rolling pin because it's one piece, it's heavy, solid wood,
Yes.
and you don't have the handle on the side because you crush them.
Okay.
So what you want to do, you just go back and forth, obviously make it as thin as possible. You see? And flour, always put a little bit of flour, but don't put too much flour. When you put too much flour, what's going to happen? It start to slide, it start to have the pasta get too dry as well. So.
Okay.
And what I said before is that you always want to make sure you put a little semolina in the bottom of your tray, so nothing stick, okay?
Okay.
There we go, voila.
All right.
We're gonna take a chopping board. After it's nice and thin, you see how it is. So, you want a long pasta or short pasta? Longer?
Long. Sure,
okay.
let's do long.
Okay, so that's what you wanna do. You roll it like this, okay? So you want a pappardelle, we say, right?
Yes.
So you go like this, now it goes slow. So you can, everybody can see, okay? And then you have it. You have the pappardelle. 1 second, I check the sauce.
Okay.
And we are almost there with the pasta.
Let's see.
That's
Let me
great.
put this pasta in here for
We
you.
are moving right along. Okay. So you see the onion is going well. They start to get soft.
Okay, so let me just tell our audience one thing, that if you really don't have time to make the pasta from scratch, Dierbergs does have a wonderful homemade pasta, and we could probably substitute that in, you think?
Yes.
And still make your sauce.
Oh yeah,
and,
it's a great,
it would be okay.
great product. So we're going to put our pancetta, and we let it cook a little bit. And what is very important at this point also to put the black pepper. So,
Okay.
and the pancetta, you don't want it to become too crunchy neither.
Not crispy like bacon, just nice and softened and flavored.
So, and black pepper, don't be cheap. Give them black pepper.
Yeah.
Oh, we go.
And always fresh ground, I'm sure.
Yes. Now what we're going to use? The pasta.
All right.
The pappardelle, thank you.
Hand this
You're
over
a
to
great
you.
assistant.
Well, thank you.
So here we have our pappardelle, like I showed you before, so nice, hand cut, good consistency. Let's put them in the water. They're going to be ready in no time. Okay?
All right.
So what we're going to add to our sauce now? The tomato.
All right.
Okay?
Here we go.
So you have a nice color here, and the tomato. So you can make your own tomato sauce, or you can use this one pre-made, which is a great product. And we go. Now, we're going to let it go for a few minutes, and we are almost ready. Now, we have the pasta, which is beautiful, nice and perfect as well.
Okay.
Turn them off so we don't get burned. And voila. And we can pull them up.
All right.
Here we
Okay.
go.
All right.
Look how beautiful.
Oh, wonderful.
It looks like a nice ribbon. Huh?
It does. It's not stuck together at
Look
all.
how nice it is.
Beautiful.
The old is nice. It's going to taste even better. So, what you want to do, you can saute the pasta like this, okay?
Okay.
You can do it at home if you want. If you don't want to do it, don't do it.
I don't know. Some of us might have it all over the kitchen if we start tossing it like that.
So now we're going to have 2 nice portions of pasta.
All right.
If you want to stick with the original Italian version,
Yeah.
no parsley, no basil.
Oh,
okay?
well, I don't know. I kind of like your style. I like the herbs. I like
Yeah,
the
a
green.
little bit, it's just for the green, but
Sure.
it's not necessary.
Okay.
Okay, so what you're going to do, you're going to take your basil. You can do like this. You see, you roll it like we did with the pasta before.
Same
And we
idea.
can chop it.
A little
Look
bit
at
of a
this.
rough chop again.
Yes. Yeah, this dish, I like to keep them a little bit rustic. That's what it is, and that's how I like to keep them. So we can put a little bit of the herbs into the pasta, as this.
Yeah.
There we go.
Sounds wonderful.
Yeah, just to give some color, some texture, okay?
I can smell the basil too.
Oh, yeah.
Love that.
Okay, so now we can do 2 nice portions.
Okay.
One for you and one for me,
I like it.
okay?
All right.
So then we're gonna have a glass of wine. What kind of wine you have? What do you like to drink?
You know, any red, really.
Red?
Red, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Would you go for a red with this?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
A nice Barbera, it will be perfect.
Okay.
Okay, so you got the both there. Actually, you have a little extra, so that's great.
Some for a friend.
Yeah. So what we're gonna do now? Put a little bit more parsley and basil. Then what is very important also, the pecorino romano, which is a very important part of the dish. So always use pecorino romano, okay? The cheese.
And best to grate it right before you're serving, I'm sure.
Yes, because at least it's nice, it's moist, and it doesn't get dry.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes they grate them ahead, and then it
Yeah.
become all dry. It's,
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
it's not that good. So I know you like to eat pancetta, you told me before. So
Yes, I do.
What we can do, since we have a little bit extra sauce, we can put a little spoon right in top of the sauce, so it melt
Pretty.
the cheese.
I
Okay?
like that idea.
There we go. 1, 2.
Yep.
A little bit more herb on top. Et voila, buon appetito.
There it is. Absolutely beautiful. And you know what? This is only a few ingredients, something that's simple that people can really make at home.
Yeah, it's something you can do it. Keep the recipe for the dough because you can use it on anything you want.
Right.
And it's good. You can make them ahead for your friend and family.
Great. Thank you so much for sharing
It's
this
a pleasure.
recipe.
Anytime.
We really appreciate having you here, and it's
No
been fun to have you cooking with us.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here with you, Barbara.
Thank you.
You are.
Well, we're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, Marianne and I are going to be making a classic cheese souffle and an asparagus salad, so don't go away.